I have just got back home, and obviously this video was going to be completely different. Well, I've just got home and I've just had a comment off one of my subscribers saying, have you seen Darren the Legend? If you don't know who he is, this person here, that he's been slagging you off on his latest video. So I don't know why. Don't like him. Like I said, don't like him. I haven't had a problem with Kaji. I did bygones be bygones before. But I don't know if you've watched the video. I don't know if you know him. But apparently he's been slagging me off. So I'm going to have a look at his video and I'm going to go through it with you guys to see what he's on about. Because if he's slagging me off, I'm going to give him a slap around the face. I don't give a crap because no one talks about me for no reason, especially when it's not me who's saying it, right? You know me. I say it, I'm saying it to your face now. If I wanted to say something, I'll say it, whatever it is. So let's have a look what he's actually saying.
In YouTube, polarizing, someone called him YouTubers trolls, although some of the...
Speaking to Kaji later, his troll attacks have suddenly increased as well. I don't know if that means he's getting trolls or I'm getting trolls. I had a few trolls recently. Basically, I'm not even bothering with these. I don't comment because both of them have actually silenced me, but they haven't blocked me. So I can watch their videos, but I can't comment. I have not blocked them at all. They can comment on my videos anytime they want. I've got nothing to hide. I've had recently a few trolls, and it's the Kaji trolls. Oh, Kaji will knock you out. Kaji's this, Kaji's that. Nothing about Darren, because Darren's a nobody.
Messaging me and commenting, although most of them get blocked, that they've found a couple of ways of getting through.
So it's him. He's getting people troll him. What's that got to do with me? You know what I mean? Like I said, I've got people who comment on my videos, pretty much idiots. People are trying to cause trouble. So I take no notice of it because I just think it's funny now. I used to. I'm not bothered. You know, in the end of the day, it's either somebody close to them trolling me because they are doing it just to try and get a reaction, trying to wreck my channel, my business or whatever. But yeah, I just block them straight away, or I just ignore them. It's just a waste of time because no one cares what they say. No one comments on what they say, and nobody believes anything they do say because, you know what? People have their loyal subscribers. If they want to go at these two guys, then it's up to them. I'm not nothing to do with it. You know, I don't say, you know, I haven't got a clan of people saying, go on, I want you to say this to Kaji. Oh, I want you to say this to Darren. Come on. It's just silly. It's just silly.
Repeating a lie from this certain polarizing YouTuber. Let's get one thing straight. I would be absolutely stupid to be doing videos, putting them on YouTube, and vlogging what I'm doing if I was scamming benefits, taxman, anything like that. Everything I do goes through an app on my phone, QuickBooks Self-Employed, and it all gets reported, even YouTube earnings. So do yourselves a favour, go back to watching that knobhead.
Oh dear, Darren. I was going to leave you alone, but when you call somebody a knobhead, I'm not going to take that. You know what I mean? Literally, I'm not going to offer you out because literally there's no point. It'd be like banging a paper bag. My fist does just go straight through you. It's absolutely pathetic. I'm apparently this clout chaser, right? And he needs to put a video out about me because I am in the public eye, you know, in reselling. I'm the bad boy of reselling, apparently. I'm this person who everybody hates, but my channel's growing quick, you know. Like you see, I am getting subscribers easily every day, right? It doesn't make any difference. I'm not doing anything to do with like controversial videos anymore. I'm just doing normal videos about topics, what's happening in eBay, you know, and obviously what I'm picking up. I don't need to do these videos, right? If they come along, they come along, but I don't do them, right? I'm doing this because no one calls me a knobhead, right? Behind a screen. If you want to say it to my face, then that's a different story. And then you see what will happen. It looks like he's had some people basically saying that I've been calling him in a tax dodger and all that lot. Him and maybe Kaji. I don't know if it's Kaji as well. I ain't got a clue. But if I was going to say that, I'd say it now. I've never said anything like that. Never ever said anything about. I don't even talk about Dan. I just said I don't like Dan because basically he was the person on when I do lives. He was on there all the time. He would always comment on videos and all that lot. Right. You can actually look on your YouTube channels and see who your biggest like fans are, and he was one of the top ones. He was the one that, because he comments a lot more, you get like these stickers and special like badges and stuff like that. And yeah, it's funny how because of Kaji, he's turned into this sour person, basically gunning for me. I'm not gunning for him. He's a nobody to me. He's a nobody. He's fresh on YouTube. He thinks now because he's on YouTube, he can say what he wants and he can do what he wants. Well, mate, you can't, because everything you say on YouTube can get back to you, and also it can cause trouble, right? You say it to the wrong person, you don't know. It could backfire on you, mate. And for doing a video when you're not actually knowing the evidence, really, you're listening to people who are not real, right? And I don't want people going on his profile, on Kaji's profile, because they're probably not even subscribed to me. They're just trying to cause trouble because they thrive on that. And seeing you're an older man, you're supposed to be a bit more grown up. You're basically calling me a knobhead on on YouTube. When you know what I'm like, I'll say it to your face. If I thought you was a whatever I want to call you, I'd say it right now. Darren, you are this. Oh my God, I don't even say it to your face. You know I will. I don't really care. And you know I can come to talk to you anytime I want. So, yeah, you need to be careful. Stop gobbing off, right? Stop gobbing off.
You know, the one that's really successful lives with his mum. Yeah, has to take a loan out, a business loan out to pay for a holiday. Yeah.
Right. So he's basically saying, because I live with my mom, that it's a bad thing. I have always said I am not bothered if anybody wants to take the piss out of me and say, "Oh, he's living with his mom." I don't care. I love my mom. My mom's been there through me thick and thin. I've got stuff in my past that, you know, if it wasn't for my mom and my dad, you know, I could have been in a worse situation. And if you've got family members who do care about you, they will do the same. Me and my son, I'll do anything for him. If he wants to live with me for the rest of his life to save money or whatever, or, you know, keep me company, or, you know, he just want, you know, he's by himself and he wants to save money. You know what I mean? I wouldn't care, you know, because he's my son. You know, I'll do anything for him. In the end of the day, Darren, I could go on about you as well. I could go on about, yes, what about your house? Yeah. What about this? Do you own your house? Do you do this? Right? How many wives, ex-wives have you had? Are you that much of a prick as a person to women that basically women don't want to be around you? You know, I never see you with anybody in your family. Maybe just don't like you. I could say stuff like that. But you know what? I'm not going to say that. I have just done there, but I'm not going to make up stuff. I don't know the backgrounds. Yeah. And also to get a loan out, how do you pay for stuff, Darren? So you're telling me you've never been on finance, on nothing? Do you own your house? I doubt it. You probably pay rent. Nothing wrong with that. Lots of people pay rent. Yeah. Mortgages. How do you think people pay for their houses unless they're mega rich? It's all loans. A mortgage is a loan. So what are you on about? People have loans all the time. Most businesses have loans. Probably some of these YouTubers, resellers that you see now are on big business loans because how can they afford massive units, right? They need a bump start to help them. And because they are successful and they can afford to pay it off, the money's there instantly instead of saving for it because it's really hard to save for things. So if you can get a big, massive spurt of income, from a loan to start off a business, then fair play to them. If it makes them successful, good on them. But to try and belittle me saying I got a loan out to pay for my holiday is untrue. No, I was going on holiday no matter what, right? I got a message off eBay saying, do you want an eBay loan? And I was like, what's this all about? Never knew about it. Wasn't going to accept it. But then they said, it takes off 20% off your fees every single time you sell something. And yeah, you can, that's how it's done. You won't even notice. And it's true. It's a brilliant. I would suggest anybody who is thinking about making their business bigger or even personal reasons. I wanted to go on a holiday with my son for the first time in my life abroad. Big, massive thing for me and my son because it's our first holiday memories, right? And there is no shame in having a loan, taking a loan out or whatever you want to do to make memories. When you're trying to belittle me like that, shut up. You haven't got a clue. You just sound bitter and jealous, right? Because you're saying I'm not successful. Mate, I'm making money. Does it make any difference? You know what I mean? Why are you so bothered about what I do in my career? Right? I'm not bothered about you.
And follow him and see how that gets you. Because you're on that mentality. Absolute stupid comments, stupid messages. He must be short of ideas. Well,
Right. Again, Darren, please. You are making yourself sound thick. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. These comments are not from me. So take them with a pinch of salt. If they're not from the main man, because I am the main man here, mate. None of these are. Don't even know who they are, right? If they want to slag you off, if they want to say this or that about me, or they want to say stuff about you or whatever, don't listen. It's all to try and wind you up, trying to cause a reaction, all this lot, And the thing is, I'm not saying any of it because if I was saying it, I'd say it right now, like I've explained. Darren, I don't like you. You're a creepy old man. There you go. Do I think you're scrounging on benefits and stuff like that? I think you do play on your actual disability thing a bit because I know things for a fact that if they found out you was walking around car boots for a couple of hours claiming on disability, saying you got bad legs, they'd be like thinking, if you've got disability with your legs, you shouldn't be doing that, right? At the moment, my mom is suffering. She can hardly walk. And trust me, my mom is a lot harder working than you'll ever be, right? And she will do a lot more. She walks a lot more than you, and she can hardly walk, and she doesn't know what's wrong with her. And she's in pain and she's upset, right? Apparently, you have all these disabilities with your legs, and you've got obviously a disabled badge in your car, right? And you're walking around car boots all the time. I don't know how many you do a week, maybe 2, maybe 3. I know at the weekend with me once you did a 3. Yeah, 3 in one day. So if it's really that bad, why are you walking around? Why don't get a little mobile scooter thing, right? No shame in that, because if you are claiming disabilities and they do find out about you walking around car boots, then yeah, it'll be taken off you. I don't know the rules, right? I'm not going to grass you in before you say anything, because I know that's one thing you'll probably say. I ain't got time to grass people in. I don't care. I believe in karma, and karma will come for you, because you're just a little rat. All right? You are a little rat.
Nicks his ideas off other YouTubers. He must be absolutely short of ideas for YouTube views, because that's all he's interested in.
Oh, here we go. Well, thank you, firstly, Darren, for giving me this opportunity to do this video, because I wasn't going to do this video. You probably it might get some views, it might not do, because people will be like, "Who's Darren? Who is he? I don't know. Don't know who Darren is." Apparently, I nick videos off other YouTubers. I like to know who I'm nicking videos from. Right? As a reseller, there's no one who can copy no one. Right? If something comes out about eBay, everybody doing it. Right? People who want to do that. Right? There's people who just do boring car boot videos like yourself, because you can't do any more content. Right? What other content do you do other than going around a car boot? Absolutely nothing. Where's your sold videos? Where are you proving that you sell all this stuff from? Right? What about actually you talking about stuff, sitting down? Right? You don't, because you can't even look good in a camera. I mean, come on, mate. I mean, if you want to do YouTube, at least put some effort into it. You know what I mean? Come on. You're not even trying. I can't even see you in this picture. I know it's dark, but at least can't you afford a light bulb in your car or something? I mean, if you're going to take the piss out of somebody, at least do a good job about it, because you're absolutely crap, and you are actually against the main man now. You're not going to win ever against me. I don't even know why you're trying. 1, you're not going to beat me in wit. 2, you're never going to beat me in strength, because if you said that to my face, I would absolutely floor you. And you know that. If I came up to Talksy and I said, "Darren, say it to my face now," you wouldn't say jack shit. You'd be hiding behind Kaji.
So he's started slag. I was told at the boxing he was slagging me and Kaji off again. And for some reason, Nick and Andrea Hills as well. What the hell has Nick and Andrea Hills done to him?
Oh. Now, Darren, this is where you look like a complete and utter plonker. I mean, literally, you look like a plonker. Apparently, I was slagging him and Kaji off about the boxing, or when they had the boxing match. Wasn't his boxing match like at 11 o'clock or something? And, so why would I be slagging him off, right? I wasn't. Where was I slagging him off? And I haven't said anything about Kaji in his boxing. I don't even mention you, Darren. Don't even mention you. So you need to, lower your ego a bit. You're an absolute nobody. It's quite embarrassing. It's quite embarrassing. But what you're saying about Nick and Andrea is completely wrong. And you're just listening to people who are hearsay and who are actually not real people, who are trolls, to wind you up so you can get a reaction. And they've got a reaction out of you. But I'm only doing this because I have seen you personally say it on a video. So I'm doing this reaction. I'm not doing it over what people say. God, if I did a video every time that somebody said something about you or Kaji, a troll, I could do a video basically every hour. Every hour there's somebody talking about you and Kaji, oh, Darren's like a benefit scrounger. Oh, Kaji doesn't pay his taxes. Oh, have you heard about Kaji sending off his missus account? That's why he's not doing what's sold. Oh, Darren does this. Oh, have you seen Darren parking in a disabled bay on yellow lines and then stick his yellow badge on, and then he's walking everywhere? Yeah, there's so much I can talk about, but I don't, because it's not interesting. It's not what my channel's about. Why would I talk about somebody who's a nobody? You know what I mean? But when somebody slags me off on YouTube just because you're trying to get a few views, you know what I mean? Just because you want a few views, it's embarrassing. And about Nick and Andrea, this is how much you know about Nick and Andrea. I'm going to their meet-up next weekend. Yeah, I am going to Hitchin. I have spoke to Nick and Andrea. I actually talk to Nick on his Instagram saying, well done or whatever on that. And he will reply. If he thought I was slagging him off, he wouldn't want me to come. He'd privately message me and say, you know what, John, I don't want to come. I've heard you've been saying this about me and that about me. Right? Nick and Andrea are not stupid people for a start, right? And also, they probably know what I'm like. And if I say something, I say it, right? If you don't hear it from the mouth of the person, then it's probably just a load of rubbish, right? So you to do this, to try and cause trouble because you're bitter and jealous, you did it with Ricky, and fair play to Ricky. You basically slagged me off on Ricky's video, and it was nothing to do about me, trying to put me down, and Ricky stuck up over me and put you down in your place. So thank you, Ricky. I much appreciate that. But yeah, Darren, you need to stop it now because this is embarrassing. I'm always on your mind. I'm always on your mind. What else has he got to say? Come on.
Said his name. I don't want to say his name.
Well, it's obvious. It was me.
Because if I say it 3 times, he might turn up like bloody Beetlejuice.
Yeah, you won't want to be turned up, mate.
Everyone's entitled to that. It's lies I can't stand. And before he denies it, people send me snippets of his videos or lives, screenshots, probably trying to drum up some drama. So I just stick them in a little file folder on my desktop.
Show them then.
Use them in the future.
Show them.
Yeah, so he can't deny it because I've got the evidence. So yeah, I would stop.
What does that say?
Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Is he something about a law degree?
And before he denies it, people send me snippets of his videos online.
Snippets. So you've got snippets of my videos. So I'll be like this. What's that got to do? Why would I be talking about you, Darren? If I want to get views, I'm going to slag off Ricky. I'll just, if I want to cause some beef, I'll just say something about Ricky or retro resellers. Somebody's actually got some people that get views. People have got like over 10,000 people. I'll be saying it about Kaji. He's got more views than you. I wouldn't be talking about somebody who's gotten. No one watches. I mean, yes, you have some views because they're car boots. Anybody can do a car boot video and get views. It's not hard. But trying to get views when you're not doing a car boot, then try and do that because that is harder, right? Sitting in your house, trying to keep somebody engaged, right? Talking about something, maybe helping people out, right? Not just on here for literally, he's now been on for almost 4 minutes slagging me off. I know I've been on here now for 29 minutes. Obviously, it's going to be edited. 29 minutes, not slagging him off. I'm just reacting to the video, aren't I? But yeah.
Lives, screenshots, probably trying to drum up some drama. So I just stick them in a little file folder on my desktop in case there's ever a need to use them in the future.
Fun fact. For a year or so, I read nothing but law books. Oh, Darren, you do make me laugh. Does that mean you're like now going to take me to court because apparently of something that somebody else has something I said about something that I said about you? Darren, if you have been watching, I think Darren's been watching too much NCIS or something like that. And also, Darren, even if you really wanted to go to court over something like this, you've just wrecked it all for yourself by doing all this. You're basically slagging off me with you in the video, blatantly belittling me, slagging me off, my family, like saying where I live, what I do, basically calling me a knobhead on camera, right? You are special, very, very special.
Yeah, so you can't deny it because I've got the evidence.
I was hoping to do a degree. So just because you read books for a year means you was going to do a degree. Okay. You haven't got the IQ to do a degree, mate. I know for a fact. I'm not saying I have. I couldn't do law. You have to be very, very clever to do law. And also, the way you pronounce yourself on camera, you wouldn't have a chance in a court. You wouldn't have a chance because you've got to be so good at speaking in front of people, basically trying to convict this person or stick up for this person in front of people. And you can't even do a video right.
So yeah, how would he know anyway? Because I didn't trust him from the off. So,
well, there you go then. That just shows what Darren is like. So I'm gonna let you decide this on yourself. I don't know if there's anything else. I'll check in a minute. He's never trusted me from the word go. So basically, he's a two-faced prick, right? He basically has only met me through Kaji. I met up Kaji because I was like, obviously my nan lives up Yorkshire way, and I thought, I'm going to go to Torksey because of somebody else, not because of these. I wanted to go to Torksey once because of Selling Dan. If you don't know who Selling Dan was, he was great. He was brilliant. He doesn't do it anymore. He's got a normal job now because he earns more money doing that. And he used to always go to Torksey because he lives around Worksop. And yeah, I miss him. He's ace. You'll see next week somebody who used to know, obviously Dan as well, which is Cheryl Poundgirl, right? And she's a legend as well. So yeah, could go on forever, but yeah, I got nothing else to say really because it's just pathetic. I have never done anything wrong to Darren. This is the point. And this is the weird thing about Darren. Darren, I know you're going to be watching this because it's about you and somebody's actually talking about you. So, Darren, when I fell out of Kaji, I didn't even fall out of Kaji. And I'll tell you all now, right? It was all because I saw the private selling and he gloated, which was not good. Okay? It wasn't good. It pissed off a lot of people, right? Especially business sellers, right? And it wasn't about the selling fees enough. It was just the way he acted. That's it, right? And I think he, in a way, regrets it now because it's sort of bit him back in the ass and it's kicking off about, the fees and so on and so on. But that is life. That is what it's like being a reseller. And that's what it's like being a business seller. You can't get around life not paying for stuff. You know what I mean? If you want to buy something, you got to pay for it. If you want to make money and loads of money, you got to pay taxes, haven't you? If you want to make a business and have a shop, you can't expect to have a shop for nothing, can you? You got to pay rent and all that stuff, and it's the way of life. So remember, you're getting all this stuff cheap. You're paying a couple of quid for something, you sell it for like 20, 30 quid, you're making a profit. So I don't see the point. And also, if it wasn't for eBay, you wouldn't be making no money at all because they are promoting your things all around the world, So I've never really been bothered about the fees. I just don't like the post and packaging bit when they take the fees off the post and packaging because it's not fair. But anyway, with Darren, I've never said anything wrong with Darren. I've never, until he started bad mouthing me, because this is not the first video he's done. He's done it before. I fell out of Kaji, because he was doing that, and everybody started getting on the bandwagon about it, I wasn't really even doing much about it. I was just reacting to what people were saying. I was doing what Darren was doing. And then I got to the stage where I was like, what's the point? Right? It's silly. He was saying, he pissed me off, Kaji, and he was saying about this loan and all that lot and live with my mom. Right? And there's nothing wrong about that. Right? That's personal. Right? That's personal. That's actually going like to stuff that you shouldn't be talking about, because what I do in my life with my family, with my son, with my mom, where I live, and that's with anybody. I don't slate anybody else off who they live with and what they do. I can go, right, you know what? I live at home with my mom. She's mortgage free, right? I don't have to pay any rent, right? And yeah, it's great. So what? If everybody else could do that, and they could, you probably would, right? If you are, I said this quite a lot of times, if you look at other nationalities, Indians, especially Chinese as well, they all live together as families. So you see grandparents and parents and grandkids all living together, and they have massive houses and they have loads of money because they all live together and they're really close as a family. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's beautiful. There's less of that now than there is ever. What's the point in me renting or mortgaging a house and living by myself, right? When I can stay here, right? Keep my mom company. My mom is seeing my son every single day. I lost my dad, and that was a big part of my life. And yeah, I want to be there for my mom, right? If she needs anything, I'm there. You know what I mean? But if I live miles away, who she got to look after? You know what I mean? And also, she helps me out as well. I couldn't do what I'm doing as a single dad. You forget about this, Darren. I'm a single dad, right? I do everything for my son. Absolutely everything, right? Here's my number one. I will never, ever ditch him. I will never, ever hate him. I will love him for the rest of my life, right? And when people talk about me and say something about my family, then they have a problem with me. It might not even be about them, but it's associating them with me. And when I see videos like this, it will get a reaction because you don't deserve to have the right to even mention my name, right? Like I said, I never even said anything about you. Just because you're Kaji's friend, you are basically a sheep. You're following Kaji. Kaji was walking around car boots and you wanted to be his friend. So what's that say about you? You're obviously very lonely. And there's nothing wrong about that, Darren. I'm being serious. There's nothing wrong about being lonely. I'm lonely, right? If it wasn't for my son and my mom, I would have no one. I've got a couple of mates. That's it. But the thing is, where you are different from me is I have actually got a personality and morals about things that I say and do, right? I would never, ever put down another person who basically has got nothing, right? My life is a lot better than yours, right? But I have never, ever said anything to hurt you in that way, right? The only things that I've ever said about you is because you've said something about me. And I'll never, ever have ever came up and said anything out of the blue about you unless you've said something first. And I've never done anything for you to do that. One good point that Ricky made, and he gets it a lot because everybody tries to stir the pot with me and Ricky. Me and Ricky are fine. He's done quite a few things for me and I really appreciate it. Right. And it's funny that people are jealous of other people and want other people to hate other people for no reason. Ricky put it in one of his videos. I can't remember which video it was. It was something about just because you don't like somebody doesn't mean I have to not like them. You know what I mean? So why would you? If my mate didn't like somebody and I did, I wouldn't not like that person just because my mate doesn't, because, you know what I mean? He hasn't done nothing to me. Unless he's done something really serious, then it's a bit different. So, Darren, I've never done anything to you. I never actually ever done anything to you. You just follow on the bandwagon with Kaji, because if you fall out with Kaji, you've got no one. Basically, you have got no one. And it's sad. Have a look at the comments, see what comments is said. Because there's going to be comments about me slagging me off, and there's going to be comments. He won't. There won't be anything positive about me on here, because he'll block him, because he doesn't want me to have anything good said about me. So let's put newest. So this is actually, if you want to go and watch this video, it is his latest video. This is George. This is one of my subscribers. So George, this is the one I found it off with anyway. George has put, John's right, well right, says it how it is, and is a proper knuckling down this year. I watch all his videos and he hasn't even mentioned you at all. At least he's totally legit with eBay and running an actual business, unlike you pair. See, Darren, I don't even know if you are a business seller or a private seller, but if you are not a business seller, that is wrong. I always said, if you are on YouTube and you are trying to make out you're a legitimate business person, but you're not, you're actually lying to everybody on your channel. That is true, right? If you're part-time and say, yeah, I'm part-time reseller, right? Master of Pieces is part-time and he's on a business account. That's a decent person. Anyway, but Stevie, but you're not declaring your business to eBay, bud. And Kaji has started selling on private account again. Embarrassing. There we go. But Kaji's put something. Time and a place, as I always say, mate. I'm more evil than that. He desires fame and money. Sweeter if I deprive him of both. So there you go. That proves what he's like. Basically, he's trying to say that he's gonna deprive me of fame, which I have no fame anyway, and money. So basically, if anybody's a troll, he's trolling me. He's probably ones that are the trolls and trying to, you know, set up fake accounts. Have I ever said I'm going to take somebody's basically business down like that? That is a vile. And Kaji to laugh, you're a prick, mate. You're a prick. And I'll say that right now, Kaji. Grow up. We think he commented on the boxing. Mate, I haven't got time to make fake accounts. Get over yourselves. Both of you get over yourselves. I mean, this is how thick. I mean, I'm not being funny. You two are the thickest people I've ever known. I mean, you must have an IQ of like 1 together. My God, right? I haven't said anything for ages about you two, right? Ages. Unless somebody comments on something, I'm like, oh yeah, or then or something like that. I don't care. But why would I set up fake accounts, right? When I'm like doing it right in front of you know what I mean? I don't care. I really don't care. I'll say it to your faces. I'll say it to both your faces. You're not going to do anything, both of you. East End boy. Bloke is an absolute dickhead. Stop watching his channel months ago. You invited him down, and I'm sure he made him welcome. And this is how he returns your friendship. Maybe. Oh my God, mate. Oh, East End boy, right. If you're not, obviously you won't be watching this, but you probably will, because I'll put his ugly face in the thumbnail. No one invited me down. I was going down there anyway. My relatives live in that area. Well, not in that area, but about half an hour away. So I was going down there. I messaged Kaji. I didn't even know who Darren was then, right? And I said, I'm going to Torksey. If I see you, it'll be all right to, you know, say hello and that. That's it. That's it. I'm actually gonna leave this video here because it's 51 minutes. I've literally been talking about it. I was gonna do what sold and, you know, like how eBay's a bit better this month and all that, but I'll leave that for tomorrow's video. What I want to leave with you on this video is quite simple. Never believe anybody on YouTube unless it's from the person's mouth themselves. So you can make up fake accounts. It's quite easy. I've had people make up fake accounts of Kaji and basically Ricky commenting stuff and basically ridiculing me. And it's easy to find out. You just click on their profile and you know how many subscribers obviously like Darren's got. So if it hasn't got the same amount of subscribers roughly and hasn't got no videos, it's a fake account. And also you can see when it's been set up. The thing is, when you watch YouTubers, me, Darren, Kaji, Ricky, George, Nick and Andrea, you watch them for a reason, right? You don't watch them because you want to see rumors spread and stuff like that. You want to watch them because you enjoy watching them, or they're giving you some sort of entertainment, whether it's helping you out or just entertainment, or you might actually like the person because you might trust them, you might think they're funny, I don't know, whatever. The only thing that's bad in social media is like this sort of stuff where people are trying to cause more trouble than it's worth. And some people do react. I am the worst for it. And it's sad. It's sad. These people are the worst. I'm not the bad person here. Even Darren's not the bad person here. Kaji's not the bad person. No one's the bad person, right? Because it's the people who are trying to cause and stir between anybody just to try and cause something. And in the end of the day, why? What's going to happen? The only thing that's going to happen is somebody's going to get hurt, right? I could go to Torksy and I could kick off and I could do something to Darren, right? Kaji could see me and start on me, punch me, hurt me. I could punch him, hurt him. We both could get hurt. We all could get hurt. We all could get arrested, have a night in the cell, and what for? Absolutely what for? Absolutely nothing, right? I'm on my channel and I'm honest, right? If I have got a problem, I say it, right? I've said it before. I've said it about other resellers who have hurt me in the past, right? And you got to understand, if you don't hear it from my mouth, it's not true. So don't pay attention to anybody else, right? If they say something, right, it's either false or it's true. But you got to understand, right? Do you believe them anyway? Have you got suspicions about them? How are their videos? Are they legit? Do they add up a bit? You know, do they, everything they say make sense? Is there anything they're not telling you about? Is there anything they're hiding? You know, is everything they show you true? You know, and hopefully when you watch my videos, I do all that. Sales, I tell you, I show you the sales, right? Things I do good in, I tell you. But I also tell you stuff that's bad. You know, I tell you when it's really, really bad. I just hope I've shown you in this video what sort of person this bloke is. He's basically done a video about me, about stuff that I haven't even said. I haven't even talked about anything like that. You know what I mean? Why would I? He's slagged me off on other people's channels. I haven't. And he's also admitted in his comments that he's basically trying to ruin my business. If you want to follow people like that, then you're not much better than him. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there because it's going to take me about 4 hours to edit this video now. So thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow, promise, with the What Solds.